I tattled to their moms. So there I was, 16 years old, working my first job at this fancy ice cream place downtown. These three guys around my age would come in every single day after school and just wreck the place. They'd dump napkins everywhere, pour their drinks on the floor, and talk to me like I was garbage. The worst one was this kid Brandon, who thought he was hot stuff because his dad owned some car lot. He'd lean over the counter and be like, "Hey loser, make my shake thicker." Or, "Did you even wash your hands, gross?" His two buddies Tyler and Jake would just laugh and high-five him every time. My manager Nicole was barely 19 and didn't want to deal with confrontation, so she'd just tell me to clean up after them and move on. But these guys were getting worse every day. They started throwing ice cream at the wall, accidentally knocking over the tip jar, and one time Brandon actually spit in my face when I told him we were out of cookie dough. I'd go home every night stressed out of my mind. My mom kept asking why I looked so miserable, but I didn't want to seem like I couldn't handle my first job. Plus, these guys went to the same school as me, and I knew if I said anything, they'd probably make my life hell there too. But then one day they crossed a line that made me snap. I was working alone during the afternoon shift when they rolled up. Brandon ordered his usual, some complicated sundae that took forever to make. And while I was scooping ice cream, he reached over and knocked my phone off the counter. It hit the ground and the screen completely shattered. "Oops," he said with this smug grin. Butterfingers. My phone was a piece of crap already, but it was literally the only way I could contact my mom to pick me up from work. I stared at the broken screen, and something just clicked in my brain. These rich kids probably had their mom's numbers saved in their phones too. So I smiled real sweet and said, "No problem, accidents happen." I finished making their orders, watched them trash the place like usual, and waited for them to leave. Then I grabbed Brandon's receipt from earlier, the one he paid with his mom's credit card, and I had her name right there, Patricia Williams. I spent my entire break on the computer looking up their families. Turns out Brandon's mom was some big real estate agent with her face on billboards all over town. Tyler's mom ran a yoga studio and posted constantly on Facebook about kindness and inner peace. Jake's mom was a teacher at the elementary school down the street. I found all their phone numbers and business contacts. Then I sat down and wrote out exactly what their sons had been doing. Not exaggerated, not dramatic, just the straight facts. The spitting, the name-calling, the destruction of property, my broken phone, everything. I called Tyler's mom first because she seemed the nicest. She answered all cheerful like, "Serenity Yoga, this is Linda." I introduced myself as an employee at the ice cream shop and told her I needed to discuss her son's behavior. The line went dead quiet. I explained everything Tyler had done and how it was affecting my work environment. She was silent for like 10 seconds, then said, "I am so sorry. Tyler will be there tomorrow to apologize and pay for your phone. This is absolutely unacceptable." Jake's mom was even better. She was a teacher, so she totally got it. She asked me detailed questions about each incident and took notes. She said she was mortified and that Jake would face serious consequences at home. But Brandon's mom was the nuclear option. I called her real estate office and she answered all businesslike. When I explained who I was and why I was calling, she got scary quiet. Then she said, "Are you telling me my son has been harassing a teenage employee at her workplace?" I confirmed everything and she just said, "He will never step foot in your establishment again. I'm coming down there right now to speak with your manager and ensure you're compensated for any damages." Sure enough, about an hour later, this woman in a power suit storms into our shop. She apologized to me personally, handed me $200 cash for my phone and emotional distress, and talked to Nicole about banning her son from the premises. The next day at school was incredible. All three guys looked like they'd been hit by trucks. Tyler came up to me before first period with this pathetic look on his face and handed me another $100. He mumbled an apology and said his mom took away his car for a month.